Welcome to Green Bay Area Public Schools virtual learning session. This session will focus on the new mileage program. To access the program, log into ClassLink Launchpad. Once in Launchpad, we can search for the mileage app in the search bar on the top. Open the mileage folder and click on the mileage icon to open. The first step is to create a new mileage form. To begin, click New Mileage Form. Create a title for your mileage form. A typical title is simply the month, so in this case we will use November mileage. If you are completing a mileage form for someone else, include the person's name in the title, such as November mileage, Josh Patrick. Next, we select the default reason for travel. The reason selected will autofill as you complete your mileage entries for the month. Choose the option that you will use the most. This can be changed for individual trips as you enter lines. You will then click Next or click on the Budget Account Codes tab. Here you enter the 20-digit default account code that can be obtained from the building secretary/bookkeeper or from the department approving the mileage claim. Next, set up the default percentage. This needs to add up to 100%. If you are using more than one account for entering mileage events, the total percentage must add up to 100%. The program will show an error if your percentages do not add up to 100%. If your percentages do not equal 100%, you can click the Edit button and change the default percentage for the account code as necessary. You may edit your default information by clicking Mileage Form Defaults. If I click Details, I can change my default reason or rename it. I can also edit the account code, or add additional account codes if your mileage is split between cost centers. To enter travel events, click Add Line Item to Mileage Form. There are two options for entering locations. Option 1, Travel within the district. Here we select GBAPS Origin, which is where we begin, and we see a drop-down menu of locations. Using Edison as an example, I can either click the letter E on the keyboard, which brings up East, but clicking E again brings me to Edison. Or I can scroll through the list and find the school, this time selecting How. Next, I select my destination. I use the drop-down menu under GBAPS Destination. We will use Washington, which is at the bottom of the list, so clicking W on the keyboard brings me right to Washington. When I mouse click to the side, it closes the list and we see the mileage is calculated here. Option 2, Travel outside the district. In this example, we will be traveling to a conference in Wisconsin Dells. Here we select Origin. Instead of a drop-down menu, we type in the address for the location or the name of the business where our travel begins. Next, add the address or name of business under Destination, and Google Maps will automatically calculate the distance. Click on Origin Desk and enter a name or description of the location, then click Destination Desk and enter a name or description of the location.
Note the red marks indicate required fields. If you click Next without entering this information, you won't be able to submit your entry. You will be prompted to return to the tabs with incomplete fields. Once you correct these errors, you will be able to submit your entry. Once you have entered your description for origin and destination, you can click Next. On the details screen, enter the date of travel. Notice the travel description has text entered here. This was taken from the information you entered on the previous screen. If you don't see a travel description, you will need to return to the previous screen to complete. You can now continue to the Accounts screen.
Here I verify that this is the account code that I want to use for this travel event. I can either edit it, or I can add an additional account code if the mileage is split. Click Save to add this mileage event.
If there is an error in your entry, or a field is incomplete, you will see a red description explaining the error. It will provide information about what you need to correct. Once errors are corrected, you will be able to submit.
We can now see this as a new line entry in my November mileage form. Editing an event. If I need to edit the travel entry, I click Edit and I can change the origin, date, or other information. After you change the information such as the date, click Next to move through the process. When you have verified the information is correct, click Save and you will see the updated entry in your monthly mileage form. Another feature to note is the Copy button. You may use the Copy feature if you regularly travel between the same buildings. When you click Copy, an entry you previously entered will open and you can adjust the entry, such as changing the date before saving the new entry to your mileage form. Continue the process until you have added all of your mileage events for the month. At the end of each month, when all mileage events have been entered, click Print Mileage Form. After printing, please verify all account codes and necessary signatures have been completed prior to sending to accounting for processing. The person responsible for the budget must sign the form for approval. It is possible to have more than one signature. If you have any questions, please contact your building technology integrator. This video was recorded using WeVideo and the Microsoft app Convert Text to Speech on the Yoga laptop.